from 2011 till then, I had put in for jobs. And because I tried for jobs in Maryland, I tried for I tried for jobs in North Carolina, I tried for jobs in Chesapeake, and all these different places, and they turned me down. I mean, turn me down so like terrible. And and so I was like, Lord, I'll just be singing, I won't complain with my daddy. And at that time, I was like, me and Daddy, we're gonna be like the next Jake's ministry. And so long story short, we when after Dad passed, they kind of opened it up. When Dad passed, and that's another thing I want to say. Sometimes when people leave out of your life or die, that opens up opportunity. So I don't mean in a bad sense. You can turn, but sometimes it's a good. And I ain't saying I wish my dad was still here, and I wish I ain't be like. Right. But because my dad passed and died, moved on and transitioned.
Of course.
I probably would still been in the nation. If my dad still was here then, I probably been nationwide going just like you do, work 2 or 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying? But when he died, I was like, okay, Lord, it's time for John Jr. to make his own name. Not be just like my daddy. Not follow right at his footsteps and singing I won't complain and preaching his sermons, because I have all his sermons, and I had an opportunity where I could have tried to be the pastor at Hills Creek and all that stuff, but I didn't feel that what God was leading me because of. You understand what I'm saying? But,
I do, yeah.
So when they called me that day, the lady said she was shocked that the pastor wanted to make me an offer. And so
the woman, hold on. The woman who called you said that she was shocked. Why was she shocked?
She was shocked because she said normally the pastor takes a while, he gotta pray and all this stuff, ask me to come.
Oh, okay.
All this stuff. She said, I'm so surprised that he was, ready to move this quick. That's exactly what she told me. And so I proceeded to tell Siobhan and stuff and everything. And so we were getting ready to go to Florida. We was getting ready to go to Florida that week. So I told them we were going to go to Florida. And when I get back from Florida, I'll write them up something. So I wrote it up that same day. But I just act like when I was coming back to Florida, act like I was feeling like I was doing something. So I was very excited. Mm-hmm. And the only thing I could think of was, my kids here. All we know is mathematics, wife, this whole, she she close to her mom and her dad and all this stuff, Long story short, after we got back from Florida, I wrote them up an offer. And their offer, they came back was way lower and stuff, but we negotiated, worked everything out. And so it was a blessing. Although it was a tough time traveling, man, I was spending the whole day in the church because I was away from the church. So Shimon knew when I went from Tuesday to Thursday, what I was trying to do, I tried to do all my work between Tuesday and Thursday, and I had Monday and Friday off. So pretty much Tuesday through Thursday, I was doing 36 hours. And then Monday, if we had a Monday rehearsal, I would go in Monday late. But if we didn't have no Monday rehearsal, I would, rest on Mondays and then have Friday off. And when I tell you all those times, that was, man, now I look back over it and I'm like, oh my God. But that helped condition me for when I did move.
Right.
Because, when you moving into this type of position, you get so much freedom. And so many people, Doc, I got the job at the church, Doc. But people don't realize how much, you don't realize how much work it is. It's a lot of work. And I'm just grateful because, and just to get to that spot, you and I, we had our walks around Nationwide for break. And you used to challenge me. You still do. You always challenge me with, like I don't know if you never forgot. Remember we was talking about house prices and what's the price of our house. You was like, I'm gonna give me a 200-something. I said, we got $200-something house. And at the time we thought,
I remember that
$200-something was something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember you said you're gonna build your house, and then you built your house in Appomattox.
Yeah.
And and I was like, oh man, that was so those things, seeing, you and the things and like I said, I know we've been on for 30 minutes, but it was so much that you encouraged me and especially in a lot of things, and during during these years, and been helped me keep the kids, all the stuff before you left.
I know.
It's so grateful. I'm just so grateful for man, and you want me to be on this iPod. It's a blessing, and and it's crazy because of everything that we talked about, everything that doing nationwide, everything doing all that corporate America and all that, what they call quote unquote backwoods church, everything that I went through then has applied to where I'm at now. I mean,
wow.
Yes, because the discipline, I would say the discipline from going to the small church, having them hold up, deacons and mothers be on you, being on time, mom and daddy wanting you to be there, and us being at church all the time. Now it's easy for me to be at church all the time. They call me on the spot telling me to get over to the church because I was always already doing it. You know what I'm saying? And
right.
Being humble. I don't know it all. I learned that it's been great. It's just been a great opportunity to be able to, you got to humble yourself. Even though I'm the head man, I'm learning, and from our conversations, Cuzzo, I got to humble myself and just, and man, it's crazy. It's so much, and all this stuff, with Dick Wagline, shout out to him, man. A lot of stuff a lot of stuff on our 101 meetings I deal with the employees that I in church. And so
what would you say is what's the hardest part about, so you're the head man, what's your title? Minister of music, director of minister of music, accolades, PhD?
Director.
What's your title?
My accolade is director of worship, music, arts. So I'm worship, music, and arts. So that means the worship service flow, the worship, what are we getting all the key components of worship in the service. Then the music aspect is everybody from all the generations getting something out of the music. And then the arts part is drama being involved. It's a sign language people being involved, people that can't hear, blind, if you can't see,
blind. Hold on, blind. What do they have? Braille.
Yeah, Braille.
What is blind?
Braille. The dance ministry. Some churches don't have dance ministry, but thank the Lord, Mount Olive does.
They do, and you're responsible for that too. Yeah. Or you oversee it?
I oversee it. No, I got some people that do that. Some people that report to me when they don't listen to me. But that's a whole nother thing.
Do I have to try out? When I come home, I want to be on the dance ministry. I'm a liturgical dancer.
They're the dance ministry. They are really good. Cause Livia's on.
I did. I've seen her on Facebook. Hold on, you said they're really good as to say, like, me and Fred Hammond could do some stuff. You are the living word.
You are so
right.
But yeah. So all of that. So I'm pretty much. I meet with the pastor and the staff. We all meet, and we kind of pretty much what we do on Tuesdays mornings or Monday. We get together, we'll meet, talk. On me and pastor talk after his Bible study or before. He'll just what he saw, what was good. My pastor is very encouraging. He knows. He's excellent at how to get the job. Like it's like if I could be like a person, I want to be like him and you all mixed together.
Aww. What's your pastor? So it's Mount Olive, Richmond. What's your pastor's name? Let's get his name out there. Who's your pastor?
My pastor is Daryl G. Thompson. Daryl G. Thompson.
Okay.
We found a picture to put up when we get to that point. I'm just kidding. Daryl G. Thompson.
I will.
I tell you, this man is a lifesaver to my life. I ain't gonna lie. He really is. I ain't just saying that because he helped me stay tired. But he's very.
Right, he's your boss.
He's very. He knows how to like, and he ain't gonna be off. I like the professionalism of him. Because like he's not gonna be asking me to come over his house every day, but he's gonna still approach. He's still relatable, but then he's still gonna rebuke, and he'll still rebuke if he needs to. that's the thing I like about it. You know what I'm saying? So, he's a great man. You know what I'm saying? And so I wish I could be like that. That's the one thing I want. I want to be able to be, you know what I'm saying? Even, always.
You are
consistent.
You're on your way. You are on your way, because we talk, we don't talk often, but when we do, I've shared like, no, I can hear your growth, because the questions you had when you were at the other church, you worked at St. Paul, right, for a minute?
Yes.
Yeah, so some of the beginning learnings that you had when you even started Mount Olive. So what would you say, what's been your biggest learning when you think about this whole experience? You walked away from corporate America, you moved, now you're in this larger church where it's not like, oh, that's Reverend Price's son. Like, there's no familiarity, I don't think, right? So what's been your greatest learning in this experience?
Oh, that is a good question, Cuzzo.
Hey.
The greatest learning, just being able to, again, I think the learning how to be humble is, you always have to be humble. You always have to be true to what you believe is in the Christianity beliefs. You got to remain, people have to know that you remain, and that has to be real, real in your life. So you can't be like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and people have to see that consistency in you. I never thought it was, I never thought that was like a hard thing to do, but it's very, you really got to be an open ear, a good listener. And that's one thing I have to work on. So, and then you have to apply the Holy Spirit to it. You have to say, well, God,
right,
help me through all this. So it's a lot, man. And I don't know if that answers your question, but I guess it just is, you're around a lot of new people, and it's a different, I don't know how to explain it, but it's every day it's something different. And every day it's a challenge, but it's a blessing.
And that makes sense. And honestly, sharing the entire experience on the podcast, you've been uncovering some of those learnings, and I could see where, that I think the opportunity or the experience itself could be, a large learning, because you've grown so much and learning how to effectively communicate and hold meetings. So I can understand where the experience itself could be the learning. What would you say, what do you love the most? What's your favorite? What makes you, what do you wake up and say, yes, I'm a director of music, I want to work today?
Well, the greatest thing is actually, even though I know sometimes when I do have meetings, I talk about what needs to be improved. But I like being in the nitty-gritty of working with the people, serving with the people, going over the music with them, singing, learning, working with the musicians, observing the dance team, and observing people that volunteer, and they have a passion, to do it in excellence and do it to help build the ministry and the church and stuff like that. So I really, that is like a drive for me. I really like when I get up in the morning and I go over to the church and read my emails and see what the week is all about. I'm like excited, like, okay, like what we gonna do this? Well, how things, what we're gonna put together. I really do enjoy the meetings, to just sit down and dialogue with other people that's ministry minded. I really enjoy that, and it's just like I said, I get lost in the music stuff. Anything with teaching, going over how I, when I prepare what I'm going to do, I just get lost in it, and I just make sure they are prepared as much as they can be, and it's a fun, just so much fun. Like, we had Bible study tonight. I really love Bible study and noonday Bible study. And we have noonday Bible study on Tuesdays, And when I tell you, I really enjoy that time. It's only an hour, but it's like the greatest thing ever. On Wednesday nights, we have like an hour Bible study. So and that's the greatest thing ever too. Pastor's very concise. Whatever we teach, whatever he's talking about, he has it printed out. So it gives me a blueprint on how to lead my people.
Right.
So I can't go to rehearsal. Well, we're going to do this song. Then let's do Fred Hammond over here. Got to be concise. And I'm learning that, because that's something I had to work on, we all got to work on being more punctual.
If you could give, if someone called you and said, hey, I'm thinking about taking the leap. I want to do full-time ministry. What advice would you give someone?
All right. So if you are a family person, the first thing I would say, if you're a family person, make sure you have the dialogue. Don't make the mistake like I did.
Right. Don't email your spouse.
Yeah. Email your spouse. Talk with your family and set up a plan first. That's what I would say. And make sure you're confident in that plan, because even if you do set a plan, your family may still not be on board, but just and then make sure you're confident too. Make sure you're confident in what you're doing and your calling, because like you said, it may get tough. You may not have no money. It might be this, but you got to be sure this is what you are called to do. You know what I'm saying? And then also, you might have other opportunities. You might have all these different opportunities. So you don't know. So you can't say, well, I'm just going to hop, skip, and jump to next this and that. You got to know what fits good for you. Yeah.
Right.
And that's what I said when I went there. I had a feeling that this would be a good fit. And I know a lot of my friends, they are in positions, and then, they don't feel like it's a good fit. But I can at least think, even though I have trials there, that I am in a good fit. The third thing I would say is always be in prayer with your, about your plan and your vision. Have somebody that you can talk to that's going to be subjective, that's going to, tell you the good, tell you the bad.
Right.
Like I said, you ain't got to tell everybody, because you can't, because everybody ain't going to be cool with it. Because sometimes I learned telling some people, it discourages you. You know what I'm saying? Even if, like, this thing about Joseph, in the Bible, when Joseph went around to tell his brothers and sisters, they all got upset because they was like, who he gonna rule? And so their whole time, they was kind of against him. And so, and they had him thrown in the pit, but God still got his glory. So I would just say tread lightly, and tread lightly who you discuss your plans with. I would say build relationships. Know what relationships to build, and know what you gotta kind of know which relationships. Say, okay, yeah, that's just associate. Know when to unfriend on Facebook. Know when to unfriend on Instagram, Twitter. Know when to friend. That's one thing I'm really dealing with. With some things about that. So you just gotta know when and say, okay, this person, really not good for my circle. Not really good in anything I've got going on. Like right now, just like you was telling me about playing the organ, I have been in, like, nobody really know about this, but podcast where you the first one to know fresh off the pipe. So I've been really studying on, like, learning this new style of how to play the organ. So it's so funny. And because everybody say, you play the organ pretty good, but I've really been fascinated about this certain way to play. So I've been reaching out to this guy on Facebook. Don't you know, he responded. He's been giving me tips and everything. So it's all about building a relationship. It's all about taking that leap to always try to better yourself. Say, I want to sing a little bit. If you want to really be like a little bit like somebody, it may mean that you have to relocate. I don't mean it in a mean way. It's good to be family. I love you. I'll see you next time. I'll come back for cookout.
Exactly.
I'll visit as much as I can to see you. But God has something for me. And I'm learning, because of, me, I've always been that kind of like gullible, but I'm learning that God has given me that confidence to stand on my own 2 feet.
Yes.
And it's not nothing saying I'm boasting in it or anything, but everything that I'm going through is like God has been giving me the ability to kind of not be no pushover. You know what I'm saying? Not be no, I can still be the sweetest person, but I'm talking about this is an internal thing. You know, and then so my kids can see that confidence. So Javon can see that confidence. You know what I'm saying? Those things. So we'll be like, oh, he not sure what he gonna do. And then the devil do play that too. He'll try to play that because he knows some of your opportunities that you have. So those are some of the things, you know, and you know, it's always good to just you know, sometimes step away from that, whatever that vision is. Sometimes it might be good to take a day away or 2 a week or something, and just see how you feel about it. See where you at. And then you be like, well, you know, kind of tweak it, see what might work. Like with me, Cuzzo, and I think I've told you, you know, I'm looking, you know, even though I'm enjoying what I'm doing, I'm looking for the future. Like I'm looking, you know, 10 years, you know, 10 years down the road, where am I going to be at? What am I doing? And, you know, remember me, Cuzzo, I wouldn't even look at stuff like that. But now I'm really looking at thinking of that 10 years down the road, I need to start, I'm going to start working for 10 years down the road now. I can't wait till 10 years.
Right. We'll be almost 50. So you're right. 10 years, you know?
Yeah. And so much change now, especially in the worship, especially in worship culture. Worship culture is changing all the time. So, you know, just, you know, keep it real. You just got to be ready, you know, to be flexible. And I have some that's in ministry that's very encouraging to me, that's in their 50s and 60s, that are still vibrant in their ministry. So that's another thing too.
That's a good segue when you talk about that worship is changing. Because that was a question that I had, was around innovation in the church. Like, does it exist? Does your church do live streaming? What do they think about, you know, I don't know, is innovation in the church that you're part of, or even at large? How does innovation, social media, how do those things play into, you know, today's church and the worship and ministry culture?
Okay, well, I'll answer that in two phases. Now, my church, and I'll answer the church, I feel in the church as a whole. Now, I will say for my church, I think that's one reason why I'm drawn to that ministry, because it has such a rich diversity in different generations. You know, and I like the churches that have a lot of the young people and stuff, but I feel it's always good to still have the, you know, the older saints, the middle-aged saints, kids, teenagers, young adults. Every age is represented in the church. So that's a really a definite opportunity for me if I'm going to, like, if the Lord, you know, leads me to get my doctorate, and I'm focusing on transformational leadership. So, you know, transformational leadership means you got to be able to impact all generations. You got to be able to impact all generations, all types of, you know, it's real deep. So my thing is, yes, they do it. My church do it. I would say the church as a whole, as far as live stream, as far as lighting, you gotta know what your motives behind it. Because, okay, it's good to make those changes, but what if your fan, I ain't gonna say your fan base, I'll say, but what if your congregants that are coming are really uplifted by what's going on? You may not have to do a whole lot of different things, because if they might like, everybody in their area may like the word. But I think your vision plan and your statement should be towards believers and non-believers. So, you know, I think sometimes we are going more driven on believers, trying to, you know, custom to the believers. They think if we saying this, it's going to make them shout this, or we going to get that so everybody can see it. And sometimes live stream, non-believers don't know what your page is on live stream for, you know, to go to. So I think it should be non-believers and believer focus, which I think sometimes we miss that. And I'm not saying Mount Olive misses that, but I'm just saying I think sometimes the church as a whole, you know, because I know my church, Mount Olive, they reach out to the community with food drive initiatives. You can come by the church to get food. Anybody can come by there. Everybody's, you know, pastors so welcoming to everybody. So it is a church that allows everyone to come in. Now, I know some churches are more inclusive. So when they saying that you it don't matter how you come in and you this or that, and they try to cater to you, I know that's a whole nother type, that's another conversation, another, you know.
Yeah. I think, I think that innovation and like we can spend some time on another podcast and talk about it, because I appreciate you sharing the focus of like, no, some churches it's on the believer and some's on the non-believer, because I myself had said we still talking about tithing, but that message could be for the non-believer, so I whenever I'm not done with it, but sometimes it's like, yeah, can we have meat today? Like we're still gonna have to tell people to tithe. So I appreciate the perspective and almost conviction, right? That it ain't just about Keisha and where she is in her walk. Like, no, there's other people, and the reach is not always for the believer. So thank you for sharing that context.
Right. And see, and that's I appreciate what you're saying, because I think sometimes we because we want to get fed, and that's true.
Yes.
Our feeding, Cuzzo, comes from our daily walk, and then when we come together, it's supposed to all come together. But
right.
The non-believer needs, like I said, and I deal with that a lot sometimes when people ask me questions about stuff like that and with music and stuff. Because some people, if they hear "Thank you, Lord," they crying, and thank you, Lord, since we were 2 years old. Yeah,
right, tearing at the altar. Right, you're right.
So, and then a lot of other people, they want to hear a lot of that new contemporary praise and worship. They got all them words and everything.
Yes.
With all them, and you like that stuff. It's a whole lot.
I do.
I feel the spirit if it falls. Pick me up.
Yes.
I'm like, come on, spirit. But yeah.
Yes, I am about it. So I have one more question. And it's, you've been involved in music and working at different churches. You don't have to call the name, but have you guys had any major guests, like any major, like I know you guys have concerts or benefits, and if so, like what's been the most ridiculous ask? I know that you shared something with me on Facebook about somebody that was kind of over the top, but your personal experience, have you ever seen, because it's called their request is called something, right? Like a green sheet or something. Have you seen you
talk about the request for like the special guest?
Yeah, like what's been like, they only want silver Tahoe. Like what's been the most ridiculous, again, don't give the name of the artist, but what's been one of the most ridiculous requests, and even a guest pastor, right? What's been the most ridiculous that you've heard in your time in the in the church, even not even just as director of music, but just in general? What's some of the ridiculous things you've heard requested?
Maybe it's like some of the demands they want while you're there.
Yes.
I would say, and I know my wife probably could attest that I had a situation, and I'm not, like I said, calling no names, but
right.
The demand from back and forth from the hotel to the eat to the Walmart to the church, from the church to there. I'm like, then good and well, if you, I mean, you know what I'm saying, then do the church folk, we need to take you around that much. And that's, and that's why I told, I did share that with someone. I said, next time, we're gonna have to do something different, because I don't, I guess people hire people to let them travel around and carry them everywhere, but if you making 4 or 5 stops, that will get on your. I mean, I'm serious, though. I'm serious. All right, I need to go stop here. Then I'm gonna stop here. No, then I gotta stop there. Then we going to the church. Then I need to get back over to the church or something. No. And I was late. I was late one time with that too. I was late. Travel to getting the guests around, because that was part of their rider, is what you call it, rider request.
Yes, the rider. Look at you. You know the terms. You're so fancy.
But girl, I'm telling you. But then
that is hilarious.
It's you don't need to do all that. I'm just my opinion on this. We on a podcast. I just feel like, if I can get to point A to point, if you can get me there enough for me to get back, if I need to minister, it's fine. Like I said, I don't know. I know people are famous or whatever you call it now. I think everybody's famous now because of social media, though. But I mean, some of the demands, monetary demands, I've actually talked with a lot of people, and some of the people that you think aren't reasonable are reasonable. But some of these people,
really,
some of the people that's up and coming are very expensive. And that's something that we have to talk about, outside the podcast.
Yes, I want to know the tea. That sounds interesting.
Like I said, they need to have a regulator in the government or something. Yo, but I can tell you about some stuff about that. But I just think sometimes because the church, yeah, we want you to come. Just to be real, me as a minister of music, yes, I do want you to come. But I'm looking at the church for the whole year. So
right.
My budget is for the whole year, and all I can do, I can't give you, my salary for business. I mean, just
Yeah.
And can you work with me? Just say, okay, for me to get there, all right, work with us. And you can probably get more. You probably be booked all the time if you work with people a little better. Yeah, and that's just instead of.
And that's for like an hour, right? I mean, this ain't 3 services. This is like 1 hour or 2 hours. It's not like you're not talking about a full concert, right?
Not even full concert, because this is 2 songs before preaching or something.
Shut up.
Yeah, this one person was 2 songs before preaching.
I've learned a lot because I need to figure out what I will on my rider, right? When I'm being asked to come and talk about teen mom, podcasting, whatever. So thank you for that. We'll have to have another session about that, like you and me. But then also we need to have another podcast and kind of dive into, we're in our mid-30s and we have to take the physical church forward and also, the churches ourselves. So I'm excited to talk more about that with you as well.
Cuzzo, I'm excited. I appreciate it. It's always great to dialogue with you. And I'm on the national, I guess I'm on the national media now. So
yes, you're going to be on YouTube. I's famous now. I's famous.
Yeah. If you all want to contact me, I'm on Facebook, but I only have like 900 friends and I don't add everybody, so
uh-oh. Yeah, that's something else I want to talk about too, is the next time we'll get into social media and ministry. Like, you're right. I mean, as a professional, I don't like everything, There's so much things I want to like and ha-ha at, and I'm like, oh, I can't, I can't do it. So we'll have to talk about ministry and social media. That'll be our next one.
And I'm dealing with that too, so that'll be a great thing that we could talk about. We could help each other on, because some things you gotta be like, nope, and you have to learn. I've had experiences where I had to learn. That is but now I learned in a conference I went to, Cuzzo, and I think I shared it with Mom. I don't know if I did, but the church members, like if you or not, you in a leadership position, but this is church related. Not, I don't think corporate, but if you not add them as a friend, if you don't add them on Twitter or Instagram, they like feel some kind of way.
Yes, I would say so.
Seriously. So, and the man was like, we were doing a session on it, and he was like, you have to friend them. You gotta know certain things to put on your page. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just, because it's pretty much you as a leader, you're open book. You're supposed to be as a leader.
So did they suggest having 2? Did they say you should have like Director John Price and then like all of us? Like, did they say you should have 2 separate ones, or like just have one and keep it clean?
Well, they're gonna come in trying to find that one that you ain't letting them in.
You gotta put that one like Price John 3, but you have to change your name, Price Junior John or something. You gotta make it different.
Yeah, you're right. That's no. You gotta have just one, and just be you're a public face. Keisha Pollard, you that public.
Wow.
You that public face, man, and you have like, so you can have like a fan page and then have your regular page, but most people want to be on both. But some people ain't gonna bother you. A lot of people ain't gonna bother you. He said like 20% ain't gonna bother you, but that 80 they gonna bother you.
Yeah, and I'm not even when I think about work, like there's people whom it'll come up and people and like I don't know you, like I just don't feel like because we work at the same company or we have mutual friends that we gotta be friends on Facebook. I just don't. I don't know. I think if I wouldn't seek you out, if I travel, if I wouldn't come seek you out if I'm in town, we probably shouldn't be friends on Facebook. I just and I have friends that I don't, but I don't. So I will accept invitations, I will accept friends, but I don't befriend people on Facebook just for those reasons. I gotta kind of know you, but I'll accept anybody just about.
Yeah, I'm see, that's why I gotta work on it, because I look at it and I don't add people, but now I'm trying to be more open and trying to figure out a way I can, I don't know, because I'm almost like, all these people, do they want to really be on my page, or I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because
I think some people just want a high friend count. I mean, I've gotten a lot of and it's random, like Bruce Wilson, and I'm like, who? We'll have 35 mutual friends. I'm like, who? I don't know you.
Well, let me.
So I don't accept everybody, but I think some people just want a high friend count. Well, they just go when it says people you might know, they just say friend.
Well, this is one thing. Like, if I have a friend and they see Siobhan and they'll try to add her, Siobhan be like, who is this person? So like, or like somebody that's her friend, they'll try to add me on, be my friend. I'm like, and I don't even know who they are. Like you said, they be trying.
Oh wow, yeah.
I have a high friend count, so I don't. And I know some people that do, like, they see your friend thing, like they see some people go down your list, so they don't know, they'll just add them. They'll try to make them be a friend. That's what a lot of people do. The man was saying that at the conference too.
So when you have all these, because you're in like this music circle, all these men, and they be commenting on stuff I'm commenting on, and I don't send them friend requests, but I look and see, like, I go check their pages out and see if I want to send them a friend request, but I'm being silly, but just you have there's a lot of men in ministry, and I'm very single, so. And I'd be like, is he single? You're like, no, Keisha, she's happily married with 5 kids. I'm like, what?
Kids you're so funny.
But I know that it's 9:30 on the East Coast, so I don't want to keep you from tucking little people in and get your night started. But I do appreciate you greatly. Any last words before we say goodnight?
No, cause can I pray over the podcast line?
Absolutely. I was going to say, well, let me, really quick before you pray, let me just do my outro. You guys know what it is. No guilt, no judgment, no shame, only love. And I will let Director Price take us out.
Yes. Let's pray. Lord, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for this opportunity. Lord, we just thank you for this podcast ministry that my cousin has. Cousin. Lord, we just thank you for all the things that you're doing in her life. We thank you for a motivational speaking gift. We thank you for her what I would call, I guess, leadership development gift, mentorship gift. We just ask you to continue to bless her, give her what she needs for her business and her books that she's writing, Lord. I can just see in her and in the future, and just we just thank you for her career, how you just blessed her, and just her to be we can see her as a great example. A lot of us that work with her and nationwide, and we just thank you for her family. We just thank you for this time, fellowship, and just to talk, just like we do all the time. And we just ask that you bless us, give us a good night's rest, and we can turn up in the morning and do it again. And we just thank you for all that's done. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thanks again, E. Love you.
How do I end it? Just hit finish recording?
That's it. We're good. I appreciate you.